thinking you guys said we just got rid of you. I wanted to show off these, but they were in the bags and they were really hard to see in the bags. I got them out, ran them under the washer with a colander. So gotta remember that, clean it before I make a salad. Oh my gosh, the colors are severely different. This is the original Darkon from my childhood. Now it could be that he yellowed over the years. Could also be that he has been in a bag of black dust from the joints. All of the broken parts on him were in this rubber that just disintegrated. I remember about 20 years ago when I first found these things in the bottom of one of my, I was like, oh, I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, they fell a freaking apart. I can't believe this. One of the few toys that I loved from my childhood, dead. And I had them in body bags. Now, I don't know where Super Joe Commander ended up at, but I found Darkon. Now, I got at a flea market, or not a flea market, at a yard sale in my neighborhood. And when I was a kid, now I just wanted to compare him to the new version. First off, there's pins in the new one, not in the original one, which is fine. I'm just looking at the differences. The back looks a lot more muscular on mine, but it's just maybe the darker colors. The head on the new one looks bigger than mine, but you know, this vinyl may shrink over time. I know that Ken heads, for some reason, whatever Barbie's heads are made out of, they're softer, but Ken heads has shrunk except for one that I've have. Even some of the ones that, well, I don't know any other ones that have hair on them, but the ones that have hair on them, probably, anytime you put hair in something, it's got to be a softer plastic. So that may be why they did not shrink. The only Ken I had when I was a kid was Sport and Shape Ken. His head did not get hard. It did not get smaller. So these heads this may have originally been this size. It does appear to be smaller on the neck knob. And you look at the green of him opposed to the certain plastics. I wish I had, okay. All of my Legion of Superheroes 6-inch figures have clear, like wherever color plastic certain ones are made of, clearly yellowed. They were not in the sun. They just yellowed over time. So the difference, it could be from yellowing. And the head on him smaller, it could be from shrinkage because it kind of looks like the neck's going up and it is smaller. Like the head is smaller than the neck, you know, like at their circumference. And if you look at the back, you can clearly see the difference in the colors there. So this one is a slightly lighter green, and it could just be, like I said, it could have yellowed on the plastics and the vinyls. Everything of his made out of the same plastic except for the vinyl head. And, of course, those rubber joint parts. So let's see. The Super Joe underwear, of course, they couldn't put SG on here. And I don't remember him having these pinchy elbows like that. So let's take a look at his elbows. I don't have 3 hands or I'd hold all of them at one time. Oh, he did have a little ridge there. But it's still similar. Like this one's got a deeper cut. So like he can go this far, and I bet mine could go farther originally because it's deeper cut. Well, it's a perfect 90-degree angle, so I guess not. But it also looks, honestly, in my opinion, and it could just be the way they're jointed is so different. Like if they jointed them the same way, it'd be different. So these are jointed totally different than new Super Joes from White Elephant Toys. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the new White Elephant Toys. But one of the first things, and I remember if you go back and watch my video when I first got the new Darkon, I was like, something about his foot doesn't look right. Like, it's supposed to be one piece. Yeah, I was right. I knew it. Yeah, I remember it did not have heels. Now, he may have based this on the muscle body, which did have ankles. But I was sitting there going, no, I remember they didn't have ankles. I'm like, I was right. But the legs do have the same calf muscles, which I always thought was pretty cool. Again, the way they're connected is totally different because the way these were made was really, they were almost like jointed, ball jointed dolls, if you know what that is. So yeah, I just cleaned them, and I was trying to show them to other people, and I was like, I can't even see them on the screen. I don't know if they're able to see them at all. But I wanted to show you the difference in the originals and the new one. I think that's the left thigh. I thought I got all the clean off, but I got to go clean them again because there's a lot of schmutz on them. And you can only do so much with the water. You're going to have to scrub because that rubbery plastic that connected them, obviously it stained them a little bit. My fingers were, look how it's blue. So obviously the blue started coming off, which is weird. You would not expect the blue to come off of an action figure if that's, you know, from 1970. I want to say 7, but there's no date on them. Oh, here it is, 1977 on the butt. All right, so here is the only one they haven't made other than Luminous. There are two figures that White Elephant Toys, please, 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 please make. Luminous is the other one. He has basically this. You can just do one guy and do it in two colors, and you'd have both of them. Shield and Luminous are fairly much the same figure. They have the same helmet, except Luminous has a big bolt in here. Don't make the bolt. I always thought it looked ugly. And Shield has a robotic arm. That should be easy to do. You got the bionic guy's arm, so you can probably just, I don't know. If you want to go cheap, you can use a clear arm, or I don't know. And I wouldn't even make the Shield connect, because if you don't have the light feature, what's the point? The original feature of him, there's a button on his side right here. When you pushed in the button, he made the light project out of here, because there's, of course, a wire running in there. And the battery goes in his back. I thought I could take this off and put on a Super Joe body, but that thing right there that pushes the battery in would prevent you from doing that. So if I wanted to put it on his body by popping his head off, I don't think I can do it. I mean, I can modify this. Don't know if I really want to do that, though. So this is my Shield from my childhood. Doesn't he look like a time traveler with that chrome face inside? I always thought he looked so cool when I was a kid. I got him and Gore for Christmas. And then my neighbor, who was a boy who, I don't even remember what his name was, but he looked just like that Tommy off of Alice. He was older than me, like twice my age when I was a kid. But I remember when he moved, he gave me his 1-2 punch G.I. Joe, the Super Joe from this, the Super Joe Commander, as a way of saying he's sorry he's leaving, I guess. I don't know. Like as a goodbye thing. And I was his little buddy and everything. You know, we went over there and played Hot Wheels with him and stuff outside. It was cool. It was cool to have an older buddy like that. So, so that was number 3. Actually, I had those two. Yeah, he was number 3. And then Darkon came along almost a year or two, or way later, actually. 1977. Yeah, he was way later. It was actually around 1980 when I got him. My dad was in an apartment, and they had a yard sale on a Saturday. And I was like, that looks like my G.I. Joe, but he's green. And I didn't know his name. He didn't have a name on him. So I called him Black Lightning, or Green Lightning. Sorry, Black Lightning's already Eddie, somebody else. So he was Green Lightning, because he came with his lightning bolt. I remember that. He came with boots, and that was about it. He didn't come with any clothing, so I always wondered, what is his clothing? And evidently, I found out he doesn't have clothing, thanks to the internet. Just trying to clean off the schmutz. Don't know what I'm going to do with these, but knowing that I still got my originals makes me happy. Plus, I was thinking I could probably make another Shield if they're never going to make one. I can probably chop that off and get one. You can get these bodies for about $15. Now, it won't be blue, but hey, I got paint. And I can also paint the arm chrome silver and get a Captain America shield and paint it chrome silver, or get some shield. Or get some, yeah, somebody's shield. Looking at that, like, how did that get those little spots all over it? What is that? Afraid if I clean it, it's actually going to rub all the chrome off. I think it's just where chrome just, you know, falls off after, like, age. You ever found your old Beast machines in your, like, out in the building? I just got rid of them. I was so disappointed that the old Beast Wars that had the chrome on them flaked off. It was disgusting. It was everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how they turned my fingers blue, but I was cleaning them and they turned my fingers blue. But see, that's how the head goes on. And those heads for these guys, they're exactly the same. I'm pretty sure. I haven't popped one of these off, but you can buy, like, if you go to the White Elephant Toys. Now, you can't buy the green body. I was wanting to buy a clear body is what I was really wanting. But you can buy a Caucasian body or an African-American body, if we're going to be all politically correct. And I got one of both in my cart because I want to make a Bullet Man, and I want to make a black Bullet Man, or an African-American Bullet Man, and I want him to be like bronze instead of silver, and I want him to be, I don't know, blue instead of red. I want him to be totally different, and I'm going to make him the Black Bullet, because that'd be so cool. I don't know, I just like the idea of that. So that's what I want to do. I want to use one of them for that, and the other one I may end up making to a shield. I just have to paint him. I don't know, you don't have to, I want to paint it. I don't think they're original. Because, I mean, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get one, and as soon as I start making mine, they're going to announce, hey, we just made Shield. Oh, just my luck. That's fine. I'd rather have, like, then I'd have 2 of them. That's why if I make my own Shield, should I make it a different color? Because that's what I want to do with Bullet Man, because as soon as I make a Bullet Man, they're going to make one. Because, you know, they already made a Bullet Man 1/18 scale figure. You know they're going to make a Bullet Man in this scale eventually. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Maybe they're afraid of, like, something to do with Hasbro. I don't know. but I hope they do. If I go on Etsy right now, I can get one of those helmets from somebody who 3D prints, and then I can make my own. That's all you really need is the helmet. I mean, what is this suit? It's a Barbie swimsuit. You just got a one-piece Barbie swimsuit from Baywatch or something, and bam, you got the suit. If you want a red one, I have one already. I got from like the Dollar Tree. What is that right there? It's like stress marks or something. It could just be where I was rubbing up against it. See the stuff right there that's deteriorating is still coming out. It's still flaking. I'm going to have to get in there and just dig it out like with a screwdriver. There we go. Ooh, wow. It just flakes apart like that. That was the rubber. It was like rubber bands in there, basically. Wow. This is a bigger project. Now, I saw Skunk Studios, something like that. He rebanded his. He had one, the Super Joe, and he went through and he used, he took the whole thing apart, like the seams, and he put it back together with bands. And then someone else I know did it with plastic straws, like from the little sippy straws that kids have with their, what are they called, those drinks that kids drink, the Capri Suns. I remember I used to like Capri Suns when I was a kid. That was like right at the border of me not being a child anymore when those Kings came out. And they made adult Capri Suns, I remember them. All right, so yeah, I guess I can just whittle around in there and get all that yucky stuff out. Yeah, so it's like they had rubber bands in their arms and stuff. See that right there? It's not decomposing flesh. It's that. Look at that. Isn't that gross? Assuming, because if you try to get something near camera, it'll go blurry. Looks like what I had to, when I clean out my ears in the morning, that's what it looks like. That's about to use a screwdriver. I think I breathed up a lot of dust today. Yeah, this is going to be fun trying to go through here and clean these out. And I'm really trying to figure out, what should I do? Should I actually go and try to use some method? I mean, there's so many methods I've seen on the internet. I wonder if I can rebuild him. Here's the thing. I've been saving a bunch of hands. Every time you buy one of those 6-inch figures, they come with extra hands. So I don't have to go buy any hands. I got plenty of hands. I mean, just stick one in there. That thing I just brought in, it had tons of hands in it. You gotta be careful if you get a female post or male post. There's some really big ones in there too. They're way too big. But if you use a 6-inch figure hands, those should work. Because these are only like 8.5-inch, 9-inch. So, just trying to see if I need to. Nope, his crotch looks pretty clean. So which one should I do? Should I try to reclaim mine? I guess so. That's what I would like to do. Now that I got the ability to do all that stuff, he probably will never, the light won't work, I'm guessing, because here's the little thing that you put the battery on. And it could still work, but I mean, I just took it a bath, so I don't know. The wires look like they're still connected. If you left a battery in all this time, I could see where the battery would have eaten the wires. At least the contacts where they would actually be touching each other somewhere in there. Yeah, like the glue that goes with the contacts, it would have eaten that off a long time ago. So yeah, I think I might try to restore at least this one, because I already have a new Darkon, even though, yeah, he's a different color. I might want a Darkon friend Darkon. But yeah, I think that head has shrunk up over time. But look at those faces. They did such a good job. See? Now this one's smaller, like I said, but I think it's because over time this does shrink. Like old Ken doll heads from that time. Plus, obviously, they didn't use the best materials in here. Ugh, it looks like Pop-Tart crumbs over here on the side where it's falling out of the things that I was cleaning with. Yeah, that was pretty great. Alright, so I need to get some Q-tips and do a better job of cleaning, but I'm not going to be able to do it on camera. I'm just so stoked about it. This is what I've been looking for, to be honest with you. I've been looking for these. I found the power packs to my Super Joe Commander and Darkon, the black one and the gold one. What was I about to clean? Oh, here's what I really missed. These boots are probably the only thing they have to sculpt. Well, and the heads. So if they're going to make a Luminous and he would be all clear parts. That would be not bad. And if they make a Luminous figure and a Shield figure, the only difference is they have their own boots. Now, they may go and make their use one of the rubber boots or whatever, but I hope they do make it like this. And I don't need ankle joints. I like it like this. I personally like it like this just fine. I think that it was like a rubber band like they had in the chest of the like the Mego figures, and that's why they just deteriorated really quickly. Like an old rubber band. Like She-Hulk here, or she has a rubber band. See the rubber band in there? It's probably a cheaper version of that, and that's why she is still connected, oddly enough. This is the original Wizard of Oz. Let me clean her mouth. I wonder what that issue is. What has she been eating? She's obviously a messy eater. And I know I'm not going to get that fake blood off of. I was playing with fake blood one time back when I was in 6th grade. I remember I was using her like she was becoming a vampire, sucking the blood out of people. And of course I used some clay to make her hands hold things. Like, you know how the hands can't hold much? So I used to use clay like as like sticky stuff to make it hold stuff better. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Should I just try to fix this one? I just want to figure out what's the best for me to fix, because I don't want to take it apart anymore. And like I said, somebody just said use the rubber straws. I might try that first. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. All right, so all I do is just, let's see if I got all the body parts still. Let's see if I didn't lose any. I don't see a boot. Did I leave it in the colander? I hope you didn't lose a boot. I seem to be missing a boot though. All right, let's see what I got here. I got right leg, left leg. We got the right arm. There's not going to be a hand because that was made out of that same cruddy black stuff that fell apart. One boot. Where the heck's the other boot at? All right, let's see if he's got all the body parts. Yeah, it's weird. The stuff that connected his shoulders didn't break, and I saw that on a lot of people's. They didn't break. So whatever they used on the shoulders is not the same. Oh, he's got some more crud in there. Ugh, gross. Oh well. All right, so let's see. That's his left thigh, right thigh, right leg, left leg. So he's pretty much completed as much as you're going to get complete the original. Like, there's no hands. The hands were made out of that grippy material that the arms is made out of. It deteriorated. So he's just missing a boot. Where the heck did the boot go? I hope I didn't wash it down the drain. Well, evidently his foot disappeared. It could have fallen out at back because the bag was kind of loose. But like for an example, like this is not the kind of fist you'd want to use. But here's a fist, but that's clearly not, that's too big. So I'm just missing one leg or one of the boots on him, and I can't tell if, I think this one's the right one because it leans a certain way, I think. They may be universal. It's kind of hard to tell. But it kind of looks like the right boot. Huh. Well, I am missing a boot. I'm missing a leg for him. So that makes me think that maybe I should get another thing and make it to one for him. But then I can't do the arm. Wonder how that arm is put in there. Because I remember it just lifts. It doesn't have like a ball joint. It looks like it has a ball joint, but it doesn't. It just goes up and down. You ever wonder this? Why does he have a twist and turn waist when he doesn't twist and turn there? Like it's probably glued together, but like he has the waist. But he also has the thing that goes over it. All right, so that's a good way to take some pictures like in this. I'll let it dry out, and then I'll go back and I'll clean it with a toothbrush, and then see what I'm going to do. I got all the body part pieces for him. Of course, I can use some Mego or other hands. All right, I'm gonna call this a wrap because I've been on here way too much today.